My wife cut my daughter's long hair while she slept. She was too vain. She needed a lesson in humility. She smirked. I replied, "Here is your lesson." Then I called the police and filed charges for assault on a minor. Her smile faded when the cuffs clicked. I'm 35, widowed, father of Emma, who's 12. Emma's mother died in a car accident when she was 4. It was just me and Emma for 6 years until I met Rachel, 31F, 2 years ago. Emma was 10 when Rachel came into our lives. Emma is everything to me. She's smart, funny, creative, and yes, she's proud of her appearance. She's got this gorgeous long blonde hair that reaches almost to her waist. She takes care of it herself, washes it, conditions it, brushes it every night. It's been growing since her mom died, and she says it makes her feel close to her mother's memory. Now, before anyone jumps on me about ignoring red flags, let me explain something. Rachel didn't show her true colors until after we got married 6 months ago. She was sweet to Emma in the beginning. Took her shopping, bought her clothes, complimented her hair. Emma actually liked her at first. The change started about 2 months after the wedding. Small things at first. Rachel would make comments about Emma spending too much time on her appearance, said she was becoming vain and shallow. I shut that down immediately, told Rachel that Emma taking care of herself wasn't vanity. Then Rachel started with the rules. Emma couldn't look in mirrors for more than 2 minutes. No selfies with friends, no trying on clothes unless she was actually getting dressed. Rachel called it building character and preventing narcissism. I had multiple conversations with Rachel about backing off. Told her Emma was a normal preteen girl, and there was nothing wrong with caring about how she looked. Rachel would agree during our talks, then go right back to policing Emma's behavior when I wasn't around. 3 weeks ago, it escalated. Rachel threw away Emma's hair accessories, just dumped them all in the garbage while Emma was at school. When Emma came home crying about her missing headbands and clips, Rachel said she was teaching her not to be so focused on external beauty. I was furious. Made Rachel drive to Target that night to replace everything she'd thrown away. Had a serious talk with her about overstepping boundaries with my daughter. Rachel apologized, said she was trying to help Emma develop inner beauty, and got carried away. I thought we'd worked it out. I was wrong. Last weekend I had to go out of town for a work conference. 3 days in Chicago for annual training. I asked my neighbor Mrs. Chen to check on them, and offered to pay Rachel's sister to come stay, but Rachel said they'd be fine alone. Emma called me Saturday night, excited about her day. She'd deep conditioned her hair and done some kind of braid crown thing she'd learned on YouTube. She was happy and normal, and I went to sleep thinking everything was okay. Sunday morning, my phone exploded at 6 a.m. Emma was sobbing so hard I could barely understand her. Something about her hair being gone, and Rachel standing over her with scissors. I told her to lock herself in the bathroom and wait for me. I threw my stuff in the car and drove 4 hours straight home, breaking probably 6 traffic laws. What I found when I got there will haunt me forever. Emma's beautiful long hair was gone. Cut off in jagged, uneven chunks while she slept. Some pieces barely an inch long, others hanging in weird angles. It looked like someone had attacked her with gardening shears. Emma was in her room crying. She hadn't come out all morning. When I found her, she looked up at me with these huge, devastated eyes and whispered, "Daddy, she cut off Mommy's hair." That broke my heart into pieces. Emma's hair wasn't just hair to her. It was her connection to her mother. It was part of her identity. And Rachel had butchered it while she slept like some kind of psychopath. I held Emma while she cried and promised her we'd fix this somehow. Then I went to find Rachel. She was in the kitchen making breakfast like nothing had happened, humming to herself while she scrambled eggs. When she saw me, she smiled and said, "Oh good, you're home early. I gave Emma a haircut last night." I stared at her. "You gave her a haircut?" While she was sleeping. She was getting too attached to her appearance. All that time spent brushing and styling it was making her vain. She needed a lesson in humility. The way she said it so casually, like she'd done something helpful, made my blood run cold. "You cut off my daughter's hair without permission while she was unconscious. I'm her stepmother now. I have a right to make parenting decisions. You have 0 rights when it comes to Emma. You're not her parent, and you never will be." That's when her mask slipped completely. She got this nasty look on her face and said, "That little princess has been spoiled her whole life. Someone needs to teach her that beauty fades and she better develop some substance before she ends up a shallow, useless woman like her mother." I saw red. Actually saw red like in cartoons. Rachel had just called my dead wife useless in front of me after assaulting my daughter. For a second I thought I might actually hit her. Instead, I took a deep breath and said, "Here is your lesson." I walked away before I did something I'd regret. Called Emma's pediatrician first to document the haircutting incident. Dr. Martinez said what Rachel did absolutely qualified as assault on a minor and urged me to contact police. Next call was to my divorce lawyer. Left a voicemail explaining the situation and asking for emergency protection order documentation. Then I called the non-emergency police line. Officer Williams arrived within an hour. Professional older guy who took one look at Emma's destroyed hair and got visibly angry. He photographed Emma's head from multiple angles and interviewed her about what happened. Emma told him she woke up feeling cold air on her neck, reached up to touch her hair and felt nothing but stubble in some places. Saw Rachel standing by her bed holding scissors and chunks of blonde hair. Rachel tried to play it off when Officer Williams questioned her. Said she was just giving Emma a trim and it got out of hand. But Emma's hair told a different story. You don't accidentally cut someone's waist-length hair down to scalp level in multiple places. Officer Williams explained that cutting someone's hair without consent is assault under state law. Since Emma is a minor and Rachel isn't her biological parent, it was also child abuse. He placed Rachel under arrest. Rachel's face when the handcuffs clicked shut was priceless. She went from smug and confident to panicked and desperate in about 2 seconds. Started screaming that this was insane and I was overreacting and it was just hair. "It's just hair that you cut off a sleeping child without permission," Officer Williams said as he read her rights. "That's called assault, ma'am." Rachel spent Sunday night in jail, made bail Monday morning, and I immediately filed for a restraining order, which was granted Tuesday after an emergency hearing. She's been calling non-stop from her sister's phone begging me to drop the charges. Not happening. I've spoken to the district attorney's office. They're pursuing assault charges and child endangerment. Rachel could face jail time and will definitely have this on her record. The divorce papers were filed that week. My lawyer says the assault charges make any future contact issues a non-issue. Rachel will never be around Emma again. Emma's doing better, but she was devastated about her hair for weeks. After some therapy sessions, we went to a high-end salon where a stylist named Michelle worked magic. She evened out the hack job Rachel did and gave Emma a cute pixie cut that actually looks amazing. Emma cried when she saw herself in the mirror. Not sad tears, but angry ones. She said she liked how she looked, but she didn't choose this, and that's what hurt. Some woman she trusted snuck into her room at night and took away something precious while she was helpless. That's when I knew Rachel hadn't just cut Emma's hair. She'd violated her sense of safety in her own home, made her afraid to sleep, destroyed something Emma associated with her mother's memory. The psychological damage is going to take time to heal. We start therapy next week, both individual sessions for Emma and joint ones for us. Dr. Martinez recommended a therapist who specializes in children who've experienced trauma. Rachel's family has been blowing up my phone. Her mother called me a vindictive monster for having her daughter arrested over a haircut. Her sister said I'm ruining Rachel's life over nothing and Emma's hair will grow back. They're missing the point completely. This isn't about hair. It's about a grown woman sneaking into a child's room in the middle of the night with scissors and attacking her while she slept. It's about violating trust and safety and destroying something meaningful out of pure spite. Rachel showed me exactly who she is when she thought I wasn't watching. Someone who resents my daughter and wants to hurt her. Someone who thinks she has the right to physically alter a child's body without consent. Someone who called my dead wife useless after traumatizing my kid. The worst part is Emma keeps apologizing. She thinks this is somehow her fault for caring about her hair too much. I keep telling her that taking pride in your appearance isn't wrong, and what Rachel did was 100% about Rachel's issues, not Emma's behavior. Last night, Emma asked if Rachel was coming back. When I told her no, she started crying again, but this time from relief. She said she'd been scared to sleep because she didn't know what Rachel might do next. That's when I realized how bad this could have gotten. If I hadn't come home when I did, what would Rachel's next lesson have been? Would she have cut Emma's nails too short, thrown away more of her belongings, done something even worse? The charges are moving forward. Rachel's lawyer has been trying to negotiate, but the DA isn't interested in plea deals. They want to send a message that adults who assault children face consequences even if they're married to the child's parent. When Emma finally went back to school after a week of recovery, her friends were shocked about her hair but supportive. A few teachers pulled me aside to say they thought the pixie cut looked great, and Emma seemed more confident somehow. Like surviving, this made her stronger. I'm proud of how Emma's handling this, but I'm also furious that she had to go through it at all. She's 12 years old. She should be worried about math tests and friend drama, not whether the adults in her life are going to attack her while she sleeps. Rachel sent me a letter yesterday through her lawyer. 3 pages of how sorry she is and how she never meant to hurt Emma. How she was just trying to help Emma develop character and things got out of hand. How she loves Emma like her own daughter. Bullshit. You don't love someone and then destroy something precious to them while they're unconscious. You don't call their dead mother useless. You don't violate their safety and trust, then claim it was for their own good. The trial date is set for next month. I'll be there with Emma to make sure Rachel faces consequences for what she did. My daughter deserves justice, and I'm gonna make sure she gets it. Emma's hair is already starting to grow back. She measures it every morning and gets excited about each tiny bit of progress. She's planning to donate it to children with cancer when it gets long enough, which tells you everything about her character. Rachel tried to teach Emma about humility and inner beauty by assaulting her in her sleep. What she actually taught her is that some people are cruel and dangerous, and you can't trust everyone who claims to care about you. But Emma's learning other lessons too, that she has a father who will protect her, no matter what, that there are consequences when adults hurt children, that her voice matters and people will listen when she speaks up about being wronged. Those are lessons worth learning even if the cost was too high. Update: the preliminary hearing was yesterday. Rachel pled not guilty, which means we're going to trial. Her lawyer tried to argue that as Emma's stepmother, she had the right to make grooming decisions, but the judge wasn't buying it. The judge pointed out that cutting someone's hair while they sleep without consent is assault, regardless of relationship. She also noted that Rachel's comments about Emma being vain and needing humility showed this was punitive, not parental. Bail was revoked after Rachel violated the restraining order by driving past Emma's school multiple times over several days. After a hearing, she was back in jail until trial. Emma testified via closed-circuit video to protect her privacy. She was brave and clear about what happened. When Rachel's lawyer suggested she might have consented to a trim that got out of hand, Emma looked right into the camera and said, "I was asleep when she cut my hair. How could I consent to anything?" The courtroom was silent after that. Even Rachel's lawyer looked uncomfortable. Trial starts in 2 weeks. The DA is confident about conviction based on the physical evidence and Emma's testimony. Rachel's facing 2 years plus probation and mandatory anger management. Emma asked if she could write a victim impact statement. She wants to tell the court how it felt to wake up and find pieces of her connection to her mother on her pillow. How she's afraid to sleep sometimes because she doesn't feel safe. "I'm so proud of my daughter's strength. She's been through hell, but she's not broken. She's fierce and angry and determined to make sure this doesn't happen to other kids. That's my girl." Her mother would be proud too. Final update: Rachel was convicted on both assault and child endangerment charges. Sentenced to 18 months in prison plus 3 years probation. She's also required to complete anger management and parenting classes before she can have any contact with minors. The judge said Rachel's actions showed a disturbing lack of empathy and judgment. That sneaking into a child's bedroom to cut their hair while they sleep demonstrated predatory behavior that required serious consequences. Emma read her victim impact statement in court. She talked about losing her connection to her mother's memory and feeling unsafe in her own home. There wasn't a dry eye in the courtroom, including some of the jurors. Rachel cried during sentencing and tried to apologize, but that the damage was done. She destroyed Emma's trust and safety for what she claimed were good intentions, but what the court recognized as cruelty. Emma's hair is shoulder length now, and she's grown into her new style. She says she's not growing it back to her waist anymore because she wants to try different looks. She's becoming more confident and assertive every day. We finished family therapy last month. Dr. Martinez said Emma processed the trauma remarkably well and learned healthy ways to deal with violation of trust. She's stronger because of this experience, even though she shouldn't have had to be. The divorce was finalized yesterday. Rachel gets nothing. No alimony, no property, no contact with Emma. She made her choices, and now she lives with them. Sometimes people show you exactly who they are when they think you're not watching. Rachel showed me she was someone who would hurt my child out of spite and jealousy. I showed her that actions have consequences. Emma's safe now. That's all that matters.